Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has historically been known as a very strong manufacturing hub, particularly in the area of steel. Today, they're actually known as a large innovation hub. You know, with the innovations that are coming in the area of artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles, how do you pronounce that? Self-driving cars. You know, Google, Uber, and Ford are collaborating a lot in Pittsburgh to help make this new innovations possible. So today, as you may guess, as you probably know, I'm going to be talking a bit about Pittsburgh. And first of all, I'd like to apologize. I have been away for a little while, but I'm back with this particular video. And today, of course, I'm the American Travel Geek, or Kevin, and I'm going to be covering 5 Pittsburgh attractions that, you know, really make the Steel City what it is. And there's a whole lot more beyond that. But based off what I've gathered during my time in Pittsburgh, these are going to be the 5 things that I recommend. So before we jump into the video, I'd just like to remind you that my YouTube channel is the source of a lot of great travel tips when it comes to US destinations. So I do a lot of talking about the attractions, the food and drink, and just various tips and essentials relevant to specific American destinations. So if that piques your interest, then definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell beside it to be notified whenever I release a new video. So what better way to start off this list than to start off with some food? And this is something that Pittsburgh is widely famous for, and that is fries inside a sandwich.
What?
Yes, you heard that right. And where can you get that? Well, at Primanti Bros, which is a chain that kind of spreads around Pittsburgh in various areas. And the original one is located in the Strip District, which is actually a nice place to go. I didn't have a chance to go, but it's filled with a lot of boutique shops and food merchants. But anyways, back to the sandwich. This particular sandwich, you can get many different varieties, but it has French fries inside the sandwich, which are very good and made in-house. At least judging by the taste, they were very good French fries. And they also have tomato and coleslaw inside the sandwich. And since Pittsburgh is known for good Polish food, I recommend having the kielbasa and cheese sandwich. As you can see in the picture here, I thoroughly enjoyed it and I recommend it. The second suggestion I have for you guys is to see a sports game in Pittsburgh. And obviously this is going to depend on what time you visit Pittsburgh. If you're there in the summer, PNC Park, you know, obviously I'm a huge baseball fan, so the main focus of me going to Pittsburgh was in fact PNC Park, so I could see the Pittsburgh Pirates play. But even if you're not a baseball fan, PNC Park is gorgeous. Like, it's literally super beautiful. It's built so that it's right on the edge of the Allegheny River, so yeah, it's funny, you can actually see boats. You know, people actually take their boat to get to the ball game, which is very cool. And you can also see the Roberto Clemente Bridge, I think it's called that, the yellow one in the background there. And most importantly, you see a beautiful view and vantage point of the skyline of Pittsburgh, literally from the seat, any seat that you sit in that stadium. So that is just super awesome. And in addition to that, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a very, very, very popular NFL team, and they have tons and tons of fans, and they also play in Pittsburgh. So if you're there in the fall stretching into the winter, that is an excellent option. And of course, I can't leave out the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team, NHL team. So, and that would be if you're there in the winter. And they've been a very successful franchise as of late. They've won a lot of Stanley Cups. Well, they won a few Stanley Cups in recent memory, so they're definitely a good team to see as well if you're in Pittsburgh. Number 3 on the list is going to be to do one of the inclines. That would be either the Monongahela Incline or the Duquesne Incline. I don't know if I pronounced either of those correctly, but the Monongahela Incline was originated in 1870. While the Duquesne originated 7 years later in 1877. So both are very historic, and when I went up the Monongahela Incline, and that is going to be the one I recommend, but I'll tell you the difference between the two. So the Monongahela Incline, you're going to get more of a broad view of the downtown core, so from end to end of the entire downtown, whereas the Duquesne Incline is more of a, you see the split in downtown, kind of split down the edge, where you have the Allegheny River on the left side, and on the right side the Monongahela River. So if you want more of a diverse view, I guess, that has river and the downtown core in it, then Duquesne Incline is the way to go. Otherwise, the Monongahela is the way to go. In terms of pricing, both cost $2.50 and for adults on a one-way fare, and it costs $1.25 for children on a one-way fare. So in terms of the history, these inclines were actually originally built to allow workers to go up to the top of what was called Coal Hill. And these inclines are actually part of the National Register of Historic Places in the United States. So that's very, very cool. And what I'd actually recommend is that when you get to the top of the incline, particularly the Monongahela, because it's going to be a lot closer, is to head to Mount Washington afterwards, which is the neighborhood right at the top of the incline. And if you walk down Shiloh Street, there's a lot of great places. And it's a bit of a hint for the next suggestion, but to finish off this one, you should definitely also check out Grandview Overlook Park, which is right at the top of the hill, and it has an excellent view of the skyline, especially in the evening. Number 4 on the list feeds into my previous suggestion, and of course I'm going to be talking about the Mount Washington neighborhood. So how this goes is, if you walk down Shiloh Street, which is kind of the main street there, there is a lot of great places to eat and go for drink. There's one place I went to called Redbeard's Sports Bar and Grill, and there's some good drinks there, especially local beers, which I tried one of them as well. And there's a lot of other cool places along the street. There's a place called Di Fiore's Ice Cream, which is also pretty popular. And I just suggest that you take your own time to explore the street and see what stands out to you, and I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself. So to round out this particular list, I'm going to mention the Southside Flats neighborhood. And you know, if you're along East Carson Street in this particular neighborhood, there's again a really awesome selection of bars and restaurants. This is a good place to go out in the evening time if you're looking to drink and go to bars. It's that kind of neighborhood. And a couple places I'm going to talk about here. The first of which is Fathead Saloon, which is, I believe they brew their beer in-house, if I'm correct. But regardless, they have tons and tons of beers that are brewed under their particular name, Fathead, which is a particular brewery. So that's a place to check out. Another couple places to mention, there's Carson Street Deli and Craft Beer Bar, the Urban Tap, and Piper's Pub is also a good place. So these are all places that are focused on beer particularly, but there's a lot of other places to check out in the neighborhood. And where I decided to eat in this neighborhood was a Mexican themed restaurant called the Steel Cactus. It does have a really nice rooftop patio, so I'd recommend it for that. The food though was only average in my opinion, so it's up to you though. It's not a bad option as well. So like some of the other cities that I've covered in the past that are kind of around the Rust Belt and a lot of cities that were affected in the 2008 recession, Pittsburgh is another city that is on the rise, and a lot of people, especially millennials, are gravitating to Pittsburgh. And it's also a large education hub with Carnegie Mellon University and other schools. And, you know, it has an amazing skyline too, you know, especially when you get to the top of the incline, just incredible views. So I hope these tips were very helpful for you guys if you're thinking about going to Pittsburgh. And if you did enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. And please comment below with your feedback so I can improve and make better videos that are more geared to what you're looking for. And of course, if you're looking for more tips for your US travel plans, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell again to get notified whenever I release a new video. And of course, I also have a blog where I write articles that go along with these videos. So if you enjoy reading more than you enjoy watching videos, or you just want complimentary information, please head over to AmericanTravelGeek.com. The link to this blog post will be in the description below. And until next time, guys, I hope you guys enjoy your trip that you're planning, and happy travels.